Hello again, it's 8:24. Now, our next guest is more used to being introduced to our screens with a kapow or a zap. But let's just say welcome back, Batman, otherwise known as Adam West. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's lovely to see you again.
Thank you, Anne. I feel like a regular on your show.
Well, you are,
I've been here
really.
so often. You know, you're responsible, you and Mike, for all of this. The fact that I'm in London again, in the UK, and that we have
Your eyes have changed colour. No, you've got the most incredible green eyes. I didn't notice
I know,
this
it's
last
just,
time.
I don't know what to say. But,
You've got the most incredibly piercing
gee, I can
green
hardly
eyes.
keep my hands off you either, Anne.
Oi, calm down.
Oh, the old animal magnetism there. No, sorry, no, do go on. Why are you here in this country?
CBS, Fox, and Virgin Video are sponsoring my trip to plug Batman the movie on video. And I'm delighted to tell you, you're responsible, I think partially at least, for this video in one day being the largest selling video in the history of the Virgin store chain.
What's on the video? Because when you were last here, we were talking about the fact that Batman ought to be a full-length movie again, a proper modern movie.
Well, this is Batman the movie, the one that we did before. We did it. It had a very successful release back in 1967, 68. And then it was put in the vaults, and it aged like fine wine. It travels well, too.
It's matured.
Yes, thank you, as I have. And it's been re-released on video cassette.
Oh, I see. I didn't even realise that there was a movie back then. I thought that it was just the television series that were made.
I don't think too many people realized it. Maybe a lot of people think it's a new movie. We're not trying to deceive anybody, you know, but...
You look nice and young in it, too.
Oh.
Oh, fine. So this is the start of a whole... We always said that maybe it was the start of a whole new career in a way for you, but here we are.
Well, you may have done that for me.
Well, where's
it's
my
marvelous.
cut?
Your career starters.
I want my
Yes, that's right.
Like
What do we get for commission?
What do we get?
Oh, you didn't know about this?
No.
No.
Yeah, well, it's out of my utility belt. You'll find out later. I'm going to Glasgow.
What are you going to Glasgow for?
The same thing. Plugola.
Oh, good. Well, I tell you what, the best form of I was going to say plugging. No, I don't mean that. Information is to take a look at a clip from Batman the movie.
Oh.
So in this clip, Batman has been solving the mystery of a disappearing boat.
Holy Merlin the Magician! It's in for a shock. The bat camera was aimed right at the yacht when it took this picture.
So, my strange hunch was right.
I don't get it,
Think,
Batman.
Robin. As you truly remarked, no one can make a seagoing vessel simply disappear, provided it was ever really there at all.
You mean...
Precisely, Robin. The yacht we thought we saw was a mere illusion, a tricky projection akin to the common desert mirage. It deceived our naked eyes, but was blocked by the bat camera's polarized bat filter.
That's obvious, isn't it?
Of course, everyone
He's obviously back on form.
Now, look, the thing that Anne and I hope to finance, Batman, the return of Batman, because we'll make millionaires if we do that. Why isn't it happening? We've given you the project.
Oh, I have no idea. I think I have heard that Warner Pictures is doing the movie, and here in England, at Pinewood. It's all hearsay.
Really?
Well, they haven't called me.
Part of my
I don't know. I have a strange kind of feeling that they may be trying to eliminate me as Batman. And
It's a dastardly plot.
it could be.
Actually, how would you feel about that if they were considering doing a new film but somebody else playing the role?
Well, I don't think I'd feel very good if it's a marvelous script. You know, you start with the material, and if it's has promise of being a good production and kind of what I envision it could be, and what the fans have told me over the last 15 years of keeping this thing fresh, that, yes, I'd love to do it. It's a lot of fun to play Batman, probably more than anything I've ever done. Wouldn't you love to pull on the tights, the cowl, or the cape and go out and play Batman for a day or a night?
How do you know I
That's
don't?
quite a question, isn't it?
We'll talk more to you later, but there's a young lady who made her debut yesterday. I gave her...
Hello again, Adam West is back with us. We were talking about the release of the video, Batman the Video, which was the movie that was made in 1960 blah.
60 blah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
For updating it to blah, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's a vintage year, 60 blah. And apparently it's been the best-selling video that this particular company, Virgin, have ever released, isn't it?
Yeah, but you realize that, I think it's breaking records, they told me yesterday, but you realize that you people are responsible for this? You really are.
I know Mike's working
Because-
on extracting a
I want to know
commission.
where my percentage is.
I want mine.
Isn't it
comment.
incredible, though, that, I mean, it was an accident in a way that we started to show Batman. And yet it really, really took off with a
But
new
you know what
generation
you
of people.
did, Anne? You made Batman accessible to the right kind of audience, because I have fans who are now between 15, 16, and 35. They have their own children now. I don't mean the 15-year-olds necessarily, but they have their own children and they watch together. And when you make it accessible to those people who, in the demographics, are people who buy the goods and services, then that's the cutting edge.
But it's also, you see more in it when you're an adult.
Of course.
Actually, I think I enjoy it much more now than I did when I was younger.
If, as your video reporter, I may chip in.
Good morning, Charles
Who is this
Bradford.
orange?
Good
Is it this
morning.
orange?
That is
California
orange.
orange.
It must be said, you see, that it is a great work of art. And as in all great works of art, it works at a series of levels. Wherever you see it, it works. So for me, it's certainly my video of the week, Batman the movie, no doubt about it, has hopped to #1, hasn't it, literally in 24 hours. And it's like War and Peace, but with laughs. The sound and music, but without the songs. It has got it all.
I think you're understating its merits a little.
No, I don't think so. A colossal performance here from this great Bruce Kent, who did so much good work for CND over so many years when he was a Monsignor. And now is a different person, a different Bruce
Different
Kent?
person, different video.
Oh, different
Adam,
video.
Adam, do you think President Reagan watches Batman?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I know Margaret Thatcher does.
You know that.
And I know the Pope does.
The Pope does. How do you
Yes.
know this to be true?
He told me.
He wears a cape, doesn't he?
Of course,
Yeah.
we have
Well, 2 out of
similar.
3 is not bad, is it?
2 out of
really?
3 is a good one.
2 out of 3 world leaders. Yeah.
It's
And there's
very-
somebody in
it is witty,
Albania, I
isn't it?
forget the
I was going to
president's
say, what about the
name.
Soviet Union?
Yes. Giles, you're saying some very nice things. I really do appreciate it, because I've worked very hard to keep Batman fresh over the years, and it's nice that it's appreciated.
It is actually, I mean, it is amusing because it does work at the different levels. It is witty for the adult.
You see, when I
And
was-
also it's an adventure
When I was
story.
a child, I've never liked cartoons very much. I didn't particularly like it that much as a cartoon, because that was the only level I saw it at. But now watching it, I mean, it really is killingly funny at times. It really is.
Well, that was our task, all of us. It was very well produced by Bill Dozier and Fox and so on. Our task was to, I feel, to make cause discoveries. Discoveries, that's what's important, creatively. So that people, as they get older, watch from a different perspective, are able to discover something new, something different with the show. That's what makes a
I
classic.
just love
is
it when you're
something
climbing up walls and somebody opens a door, and a window in the wall, and it's always somebody famous, like Sammy Davis Jr. or something.
By the way,
Brilliant.
I never ask who the famous celebrity or star would be in the wall walk for the next day.
Oh, really? It
I
was a
wanted to be
surprise.
surprised, yeah.
But you're
Fall off the
always
wall.
you're always so deadpan about it. I mean, Batman isn't thrown at all.
Well, I try to be. It was a little difficult.
I mean,
from
Sammy
time to
Davis
time.
Jr. said, "Come on in and hear the band," and you said, "No, I haven't got any time, citizen. I'm really, I'm working very
And
hard."
for those viewers who may not have seen all of you in March when you visited us, that excruciating moment when your body comes full frontal against that pole, the bat pole. Do you
Oh.
remember the agony and ecstasy of hitting that bat pole?
Oh, of course.
Marvelous.
Especially when they just applied the fresh paint.
It's very
You know, and
funny.
you had the gold stripe down the wardrobe, sure. Or they didn't open the library wall and you hit the wall at
Did you ever
full
hurt yourself?
speed. Yeah, it was a few times, sure.
What's
It was
amazing
mostly
is how-
smoke inhalation.
How you could change outfits as you were sliding down the pole.
Do you want to know how that's done?
Yeah.
It's movie magic. We have a wardrobe man who's an ex-fireman, and you know he's very quick on the pole. And,
Twinkle dust.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, I'm pleased to hear that Warner's assigned Tim Burton to direct the movie.
This new movie.
Yes.
This new
yes.
movie that half an hour ago was a rumour. There is now a director.
That's what I've heard. But
Is he
he's
the man who did Pee Wee Herman's Big
absolutely,
He's
and
very-
he did Beetlejuice. And he has a marvelous way of bringing disparate elements together and doing wondrous kind of visuals. And yeah, I think
He's a wunderkind, you know,
Yes,
14 and 3
he's
movies
14,
under his
yes.
belt.
See, Giles,
it's
we're very worried that Warner's appear to be working on this movie. I mean, if you work for Warner's, let us know. They're working on a movie and they haven't let Adam know.
Well, of course, this is the buzz that they're putting around. Who is it going to be? And then eventually it's unmasked, and there he is. There's no question in
That's
my
a
mind.
good thought, actually.
Oh, I think the nation will speak. I think Britain.
Have the nation spoken to you
I
yet,
think they
Charles?
have, and this is one of the issues I'm sure they'll be addressing us on in the future.
Do you think
Frankly,
Unthinkable.
it is unthinkable. It's like having, frankly, a look-alike playing the Queen Mother. I mean, no. I mean, it would just be absurd.
very
The
funny,
nation would
Jack.
rise.
Would Burt
in
Ward
process.
do another movie, do you think?
No,
Would he
and I
come out
have
of
no
retirement?
idea. It's not my candy store. It's not my licensing. I have no rights legally. So what's going on
there's nothing
with
like-
them? I'm sure they're very bright people, and they're discussing all of the alternatives. Actually, if you think of Batman in a very imaginative way, and you don't close doors creatively, it could be Eddie Murphy as Robin. It could be you, Anne, as Robin. It could be, really, there's so many.
We already do that
so
in
many
this
different
country every
levels of-
Christmas, don't we?
So many ways you could go, you know.
Actually, just listening to Giles Postbag talking about driving there, that Batmobile of yours, I would say, moved at what, 180 miles an hour? Must have done.
On film only, right?
But in real life, must have done 180.
About 32.
32?
Yeah, so
miles an
unless we
hour?
had special permission from Commissioner Gordon, of course.
Life was at a different pace in those days.
I'm astonished.
Right.
Shattered.
More tranquil,
Exactly.
Were
certainly.
you intrigued by, you saw Beverly Hills Cop, which I agree with Giles, it's a very funny movie, Beverly Hills Cop 2. Are you intrigued by Beverly Hills life? Would you think you could prefer life there than Idaho?
I love to go back. I'm in town every month or so, and I say in town, that's the way I think of it. The Los Angeles is a very exciting place to me.
What about all that smog? Batters wouldn't like that smog. would
Well,
they?
I don't like the air especially, but I enjoy living in Idaho. I like trees. I like trees and mountains and the rivers, and I enjoy climbing mountains.
Do you go
and
fishing
what-
with your next door neighbour, the green something or other?
There's a gentleman, an actor named Van Williams, who used to play the Green Hornet.
The Green Hornet.
For one season on television. He's done some other series as well. He's really a nice guy.
So Batman and the Green Hornet can be found together in contemplative mood.
Yeah,
fishing.
shooting pheasants, right, blasting.
Really?
Well, yeah, we go fishing once in a while and hunting, which is kind of funny.
Sounds a good life, actually.
somebody will
Is this
say
a touch of Idaho?
Canadian, isn't it?
I don't know what it is.
It looks Indian.
I just thought it was kind of a dreary day, and
Looks
I'd put
ethnic.
this on.
Oh, it is?
It is Indian, yes.
Walking totem pole.
Yes, it does look red Indian.
You say I look ethnic?
No, I said
It's
the
nice
guy
to
in
hear
Jumper
that.
looks ethnic, rather. Yeah. Well, it's been great meeting you again, and
Thank
this
you,
film
Mike.
project of ours hasn't got any further, which has upset me, and I think you're not too happy about it, are you?
No. I think we should have done something about it
We'll
when we thought
continue
about it.
negotiations.
Somebody's rung in, Paul Slim from Starbridge, who probably is a film buff, yeah, has rung in to say Batman film's going to be out in the summer of '89. So we'll watch out.
It's
We'll
news to
find out
me.
what's exactly. Yeah, we'll find out what's going on. Adam West. Anyway, it's been a great pleasure talking to you again.
Thank you so much for
And
having me.
Giles, as ever, it's been a wonderful
I'm sorry
experience.
I'm so rude to you, Giles. You know I don't mean
Not
it.
at all. I'll explain to you that the progenitor is the original
Oh, you've
version
been
of
thinking
something,
about
whereas
it.
the predecessor could just be any in a whole series.
Fine.
Right.